Good morning. This is Spirit Journey. Today is Sunday, February 16, 2020, and the time on this clock says 6:01 a.m. I want to get this vision down before I forget. I was around 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning today. I did have my computer on and the video was playing in the background. I'm very relaxed, my eyes are closed, and I see something, a vision. It looked like a photograph. It was a still photo. But what was weird was that it appeared to me in my third eye vision, because again my eyes are closed, to the top right of this my third eye screen, so to speak. I don't know how else to explain it. Now, like in the natural, my eyeballs are just staring straight, and even though my eyelids are closed, imagine your eyelids are the screen. But what I saw wasn't like straight ahead where my pupils are aiming at, but to the top right. And what I saw, it looked like a photo, but an older photograph. I just felt there was something retro about it. It was a man, a young man, maybe in the 30s, Caucasian, very, very Caucasian looking person, Anglo-Saxon type person, slim, relatively short hair, I think brunette. And he looked like he was wearing some type of space, because it was baggy, like a space suit. It was a light color. It was also looked like a black and white photo too. And he was like at a desk or something, leaning forward, and he had an amiable look, a smile, very, very, very handsome, pleasant persona. But it was as if he's engaged in a conversation with somebody, and then someone snaps his photo. Because again, he was like leaned forward behind a desk or something, and I think his arms were resting on the desk, and maybe one hand might have been gesturing, something like that. And I remember that it looked baggy, what it was wearing, and I saw some print. It was very hazy, and the print was a dark background and light lettering in print, capital letters, slightly faint, like slightly hazy, and I think it said NASA, NASA. And I'm trying to look at this, and I think that the word NASA, okay, was in a dark background, and I think it like came to like a long triangle, like in graphics, you're trying to stylize something like a poster type thing, and it came to like a narrow triangle, not standing erect but on its side. That background, that's what they had the word NASA inside that dark triangle. I think that my memory serves me. Yeah, but it was a photo that I was observing, and I'm trying to strain my eyes, my pupils, to look diagonally up towards the right to see this thing. It's really weird when it does that. Sometimes things could be moving. I mean, like you're straining your pupil to see this thing, even though your eyes are closed. And I think what was on my computer, something on angels. Yeah, I fell asleep. I before I went to sleep, I turned on my computer and I wanted to watch some videos about angels. So that's what happened. I also want to talk about something else. Now there was this Christian show on. Had a man, and he was a guest on a Christian show, and he's talking about angels, or the power of God, and I felt, I don't know. I've heard men that talk like him before, and he was a white fellow, Southern type accent, and immediately I'm kind of thinking, someone's going to over exaggerate. Yeah, these are the thoughts that came through my head. But he talked about how a child at some facility had drowned. He was found, and he had drowned, and they were trying to revive him. And yes, the kid survives, but this man is telling the story had a wife, and at the scene the paramedics did arrive, and they're trying to revive the guy, and the wife is like looking at the guy like, hey, do something. You're a such and such pastor, and I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute. You can ask your husband, who doesn't really even know doesn't even know this kid, and the parents are there of the kid, and the paramedics are there trying to save the boy's life, but you're going to put that burden on this husband. So he gives a prayer, asks the mother to pray with them, and revives. And so what went through my mind regarding this is that this saving God, this Jesus that we're supposed to worship, and that in Christianity today, it's about waiting for somebody to save you. And I felt angry. I want to be honest. I felt angry that we sit, and again, I used to be a devout Christian. I believed what was told to me. But I see the frailties of modern day Christianity, that to leave you passive and to be always waiting for somebody else to help you. And it can make you feel like a victim sometimes. So then what came to my mind after watching just this show, that here you have this religion telling people that someone else outside of yourself is to help you, to save you. And they never really tell you saving from what. But some would say, oh, from hell and this and that. Well, it's hell down here. And this God is not saving people down here. And people who want to be saved, who are trying to get out of situations. And I thought, again, now you have a religion, an institution that teaches this about this saving God. But doesn't God, by example, Now there are different, different domains that I've talked about. The domain of the spiritual realm, and then you have this physical realm that we live in. Now, it's in the Bible. It's really to give an example. So how come these modern day religions, like these Catholic priests who molest children, who rape children, and then we don't do anything about it? I guess maybe this Jesus thing. How come these angels aren't coming down to save children, but they want to go fly around buildings? Because they showed some videos of angels flying around. So it's all about acrobatics, to be seen. They're not doing anything, but here you have children who belong to families that are devout, who are paying the church to educate their children at these institutions. But these angels aren't kicking butt of these nasty priests. And even further, how come, couldn't these people at least call the cops? An anonymous call? See, we become so passive about this saving person that we become immobilized to just make a phone call. So you got angels that fly around that want to look important. And then you have a natural system of someone being violated, but they don't want to call the cops. And when you do call the authorities, you get ostracized. You may even be threatened. So I don't know or understand why these institutions work like this. A saving God, but will not save the children. And you have people in these institutions who we look up to give example about Christ, but yet not living the part. This is just food for thought. Thank you again for listening. Bye-bye.